Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Jennifer Uzzio, founder and spiritual director of Soul Language and Soul to Business. And this is Ask and Answered by Soul, Soul N. And today we're talking about soul and visibility. And I'm so excited because I'm here with the lovely and talented Regina D'Alesco. Hi, Regina.
Hi, Jennifer. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Delighted to be here.
Very exciting. So you do so many amazing things. And you have this kind of new thing that I want to talk about. And then that's going to kind of jumpstart our conversation. So what's like the new greatest thing that you're offering the world?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you again for allowing me to be here with you today. And really, I think the core thing that I support people with is visibility. And that can fall in many different categories. So sometimes it is speaking, they have a desire to speak and use that as a vehicle to enhance their visibility. Mainly what I work with people on is events, but it's certainly not exclusive to that. So there's a lot of different ways that or forms that visibility takes on. So I have created a new service called what I like to call the studio sessions, which I'm excited to talk to you more about today.
Great. So how do people fall down in their visibility? Like what prevents them from actually allowing themselves to, as I would say, be out in the spotlight?
So I think it's a lot of things. I tend to work with quieter personalities, more introverted folks. So I think just by their nature, they're not the folks who are comfortable in the spotlight. So that's often what's tripping them up. Sometimes it is messaging that they've received that they shouldn't be braggy or, sometimes it's phrased as tall poppy syndrome, that if they're, too big that
Too
someone's
big for
going to
your
cut them
britches.
down.
Yeah.
Exactly. So there's a lot of different ways or obstacles that people run up against that keeps them hidden.
Yeah. We often hear that with people that say, I've been told that I take too much space up. Don't be too loud. Don't be too big. Who do you think you are? Right. And, for an introvert, we can really kind of like implode and go internally even more and not want to come out of our shell. So tell us a little bit about what the studio sessions are and how does it kind of help with the breaking the bad habits of visibility?
Yeah, absolutely. So the studio sessions, and why I named it that is I love going into the studio in all different forms. I think studio, if you look up the definition, is really about a place of creativity. So whether that is an art studio or a music studio or, sometimes it's a yoga studio, right? It's a place where you can get quiet and really focus on yourself and what it is that you are trying to create. So I wanted to replicate that environment, although I work with many folks virtually. So it's not a physical space, but leveraging on the concept of stepping into the studio. And, we're all busy people. We're managing so many different things, whether that is in our business or our career, family life, and so on. So I really wanted to create a space where people could step away from all of that. I think a lot of people, again, thinking about their visibility, they don't make it a priority. So this is an opportunity for people to step away just for a couple of hours. It's nothing too in-depth, but even to grab 2 hours to yourself to focus on whatever you are looking to bring to life. So whatever form or shape of visibility that is inside of you that you haven't given a lot of time to, or even spent time thinking about. So that's really what the studio sessions is all about.
I love that. I think so often highly creative people have so many things that they want to create. And some of those more personal, more visionary gets pushed to the side because they think, oh, I won't be able to make money that way. And we, of course, all know that's a really well-placed lie. And I love that you're giving people the space, that studio to go, okay, come on, let's get dirty, let's get creative, let's think big, and then let's put some tangibility around that and how we can actually bring that into reality. What are
Right.
some of the big things people create in studio sessions?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I think it's different for everyone. So I mentioned earlier, sometimes it is the clients I work with have a desire to speak. So it's creating a signature talk or developing a strategy to become a TEDx speaker. I know that's something that you recently did, right? So having that
Don't do
experience
it.
is is a goal for some people, and just being able to map out how they can get there or the space to create it. Others I mentioned are events, but sometimes it's not actually a big
Thing.
vision or project. Sometimes it's honestly just being able to take time off, more than 2 days on a weekend, but to take, more than a 2 week break. So some people call it a sabbatical. Sometimes it's just, being able to take an extended period of time for a vacation or just to step away from client work so that you can focus on some of these goals that you wanted to implement, writing a book. You need the space to do that. You need the time to create that. So sometimes it's really just being able to free up some time on your calendar in order to put some of these things in motion.
Yeah. And what I love about you is you ask really good questions. You also, are a genius of coming up with tactical and tangible ways of creating that. And you also often give voice to people's visions when they say, I want this, but you go, but I really think you want this. And before you know it, you're like, oh my God, yeah, I really want that. I've been telling myself I want this, and that's why it's not getting done. But what I really want is this huge thing or this to take a sabbatical. And I don't believe I can have that. So, and then you work with people's kind of beliefs and hidden saboteurs in order to break that down. So we can actually start using our power creatively.
Yes. Thank you, Jennifer. I couldn't have said it better myself. But I think there are a lot of things, obstacles, and you can always point to having not enough time, having too many things on your plate. But there are, as you said, all of these other things that come into play that maybe not as obvious, hidden obstacles. I worked with a friend of mine and years ago, and she was hoping to take part in a program that was going to be like 2 months long. And one of the things that was in her way was we live here in New York City, and she parked her car on the street. And she just didn't know what she was going to do with her car for 2 months because she was traveling and she wasn't going to drive there. So something as simple as that, which may not seem like that's tripping you up, actually turned out to be something that was really preventing her from taking this time. So we were able to come up with a solution for it. So you just never know what you uncover and identify as things that may be holding you back. And sometimes it's a really quick fix. And that's incredibly freeing, because once you're able to get some time away just to focus on this big vision, you start to see some of these things. And sometimes you can clear them up really, really quickly.
Right. It doesn't, I think the more we, kind of brush things under the carpet, the bigger they get. And then when we kind of bring them into the light, we're like, oh, I've been worried about that. That seems, wow, here's the solution. And also having someone to kind of look at it and peer at it and not be afraid of the same things you're afraid of, and not afraid of your stuff. That allows for a whole new viewpoint to be brought to light. So the solution can be fairly quickly.
Yeah, absolutely.
So before we say goodbye, how do people get in touch with you? How do they learn more about the studio sessions?
Best way to connect with me is by email, and I can put it in the chat. It's Regina@reginazalesio.com.
Perfect. And I will put that at the end of this video, everyone.
Excellent.
And what is the one thing you want people to take away from our conversation today?
It's actually a quote. I believe it was Wayne Dyer who said it, but I could be wrong, but I believe that was the source. And he had a phrase that was something like, don't die with the music still inside of you. So I think we all have a deep desire, whether it is creating a business or really it's just something like going on a fabulous vacation. So really connect with that desire that's within you, and honor yourself, honor that wish, that dream, whatever you want to call it, and give it the space to that it deserves.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much for playing with us today.
Thank you so much for having me. It was always a joy to be with you.
All right, everyone. This is Ask and Answered by Soul, Soul N, and we're talking about soul and visibility. You can look at all of the links in the title card at the end of this video. Thanks, and don't forget to share this with friends or leave a comment. Okay, bye for now, everyone.
Bye-bye. Thanks, Jennifer.